Let's jump right in. Welcome to another Explainer. Today, we're taking a look at a really incredible slice of history. We're going to see how a single date on the calendar, July 9th, literally reshaped the course of human civilization. I mean, on the surface, right? It's just another regular summer day. But if you actually look through the lens of history, this specific date acts as this massive crucible. It's a focal point where we see the dramatic origins of global independence, huge cultural shifts, and honestly, some truly groundbreaking tech revolutions, all just colliding. It completely proves that history isn't just a slow, gradual crawl. Sometimes, the entire world just pivots in 24 hours.
Okay, let's dive into this timeline. Just take a look at the sheer chronological spread of the milestones we're covering today. We are spanning nearly 2 centuries of human achievement here. We kick things off in 1816 with the fierce fight for Argentina's independence, then move into the birth of modern sports with the very first Wimbledon in 1877. Fast forward a bit, and we jump to the dawn of a digital cultural revolution, starring a giant ape in 1981, before finally arriving in 2011 with the birth of a brand new nation, South Sudan. Seeing all these events laid out chronologically like this, it shows us something absolutely remarkable, that human drive to create, to break free, and to innovate never rests.
So here's our agenda for today's Explainer. We're starting with the origins of independence, followed by forging a new nation. After that, we pivot to triumphs on the court, and then hit a digital cultural revolution. We'll round the whole thing out by exploring spiritual and religious milestones, before finally looking at the legacy of July 9. Section 1. The origins of independence. Let's step back into the early 19th century for our first massive geopolitical milestone. Think about the world back then. It was a time of huge empires, sprawling colonies, and really volatile power dynamics. And right in the middle of that, on July 9, 1816, we get the birth of Argentina's independence. Now, you gotta understand, this wasn't just some polite political disagreement, not at all. Representatives bravely gathered at the Congress of Tucumán while their continent was still under immense threat from Spanish royalist forces. It was a fiery, fraught struggle for self-determination. And by formally breaking away from the Spanish Empire, Argentina didn't just liberate itself, it sparked a wave of sovereign liberation that echoed across all of South America. This specific date marks the exact moment when the collective will of a people triumphed over colonial rule. It's truly dramatic stuff.
Moving on to Section 2, Forging a New Nation.
Now, that raw human drive for breaking boundaries, that isn't just stuck in the history books of the 1800s. Let's push our timeline forward and see how this exact same fierce pursuit of sovereignty showed up in our modern era. Fast forward all the way to July 9th, 2011. On this exact day, South Sudan officially achieved independence, becoming the world's newest nation. And let me tell you, the dramatic birth of South Sudan was forged through incredible sacrifice. It followed an overwhelming referendum where nearly 99% of the population voted for independence. Just think about that number. After decades of really devastating conflict, millions of people were finally able to stand under their very own flag. It's an incredibly heavy, emotionally profound moment in recent human history.
Now, what's really interesting to think about here is the stark contrast between these 2 distinct historical eras. On one hand, we've got 19th century liberation with Argentina, and on the other, 21st century sovereignty with South Sudan. I mean, nearly 200 years separate them. Yet they share the exact same date and the exact same core human struggle for self-determination. The technology changed, the global politics completely shifted, but that foundational human desire to forge a distinct, sovereign identity, that remained absolutely constant.
Section 3. Triumphs on the court. But, independence and geopolitics are only one piece of this date's legacy. Consider how this same human drive for breakthroughs also shows up in culture and modern sports. Let's completely pivot our narrative arc for a second and land on the year 1877. When we look at this year, I really want you to think about sheer longevity. Very few cultural institutions survive the test of time, right? Surviving 2 world wars, the complete modernization of society, it's rare. But something born on July 9th of 1877 did exactly that.
So on this day, the inaugural Wimbledon Championship took place. But here is an amazing, honestly surprising fact. This wasn't originally conceived as some massive global sporting event. No way! The very first tournament had just 22 entrants, and they each paid a guinea to compete. And the crazy part? It was essentially organized as a local fundraiser just to pay for a broken roller on their croquet lawn. But by formalizing the rules and setting up organized brackets, this humble little fundraiser literally laid the foundation for modern competitive sports. It completely transformed what was a simple leisure activity into a highly structured, globally recognized arena for human excellence.
Which brings us to Section 4, a digital cultural revolution. All right, so we've covered nations, we've covered sports. Now we are shifting gears into a massive technological and cultural era. On July 9th, 1981, we witnessed the birth of the arcade revolution, and this was totally spearheaded by the release of Donkey Kong. This game was Nintendo's desperate make-or-break attempt to finally crack into the North American market. And boy, did it work. It established the absolute bedrock mechanics of video game design and introduced the whole world to an early version of Mario, who, fun fact, was actually known back then simply as Jumpman. It proved that digital entertainment was a highly viable global industry, and it completely rewired how human beings interact with screens forever. And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer economic and cultural impact of 1981. This single year and this specific release date practically became the big bang for the modern gaming industry. I mean, before this, arcades were just sort of a niche novelty. But after July 9, 1981, they became the absolute epicenter of youth culture and a massive driver of tech commerce. It is just a stunning milestone when you look at the history of human innovation.
Moving to Section 5, spiritual and religious milestones.
Let's slow our pacing down for just a moment here, because beyond the borders, beyond the sports, and beyond the glowing screens, history is heavily driven by the continuous human search for meaning and sacred connection. And July 9th also serves as a key focal point for spiritual milestones. For instance, this exact date marks the profound observance of the martyrdom of the Bab. This is a highly significant event in the Baha'i faith that commemorates the execution of their forerunner back in 1850. Moments of sacred connection like this one provide an absolutely essential thread of historical continuity for global civilization. While empires rise and fall around us, the enduring human spirit's quest for deeper meaning remains this quiet, powerful constant.
Finally, Section 6, the legacy of July 9.
Okay, we're bringing this journey to its climax now. We've pulled on some vastly different historical threads today, haven't we? From the battlefields of South America and Africa to the pristine grass lawns of England and the neon glow of 1980s digital arcades. So the crucial point is really this: July 9th is a perfect microcosm of human ambition. We have the fierce, dramatic birth of geopolitical sovereignty with Argentina and South Sudan. We've got the birth of a massive cultural sports phenomenon with Wimbledon. We've got a digital economic revolution sparked by Donkey Kong. And underpinning all of that, we have enduring spiritual milestones. Collectively, they just so perfectly demonstrate our relentless drive to organize, to compete, to invent, and above all, to seek freedom. Which leaves us with a final, pretty sweeping question to think about. What future milestones of independence and innovation remain to be written on the canvas of human history? Think about it. If a single date can hold the weight of new nations, entirely new industries, and new global traditions, just imagine what tomorrow might bring. History isn't a finished book. It's a continuous chain of really profound milestones. I hope this explainer has left you with a deep sense of that historical continuity and maybe a burning curiosity to keep exploring the incredible events that shape our world. Thank you so much for joining me, and as always, keep learning.